I'm an ambassador for the next calendar year for Pitching In. Having a non-league background, spent 5.5 years in sort of non-league grassroots football before I got the opportunity to turn pro. It's very close to my heart. So any initiative like this is something that wasn't a hard sell, basically, for me.
Pitching In is the grassroots investment programme set up by Entain, which owns the Ladbrokes and Coral brands in the UK. And its rationale was purely and simply to try and put some money into parts of the sport which needed it most, which is around the grassroots areas, non-elite sport like the Trident Leagues. And we're now 3 months in and it's going well.
I think in the times we're in at the moment that are really testing with the current situation, lack of crowds, all of those type of things, to offer grants to these clubs and whatever, that a lot of them survive on volunteer basis, certainly further down the food chain of football. So I think it's vitally important that companies like this are stepping forward and offering that lifeline. You've only got to probably look at some of the players. Vardy come from the non-league system, and certainly in my era, a lot more players had to dip their toe into the non-league system before they got the opportunity. And so without these initiatives, some of these clubs in these financial times will potentially go bust.
The clubs are very much the lifeblood of the local communities in terms of bringing people together and creating facilities for certainly younger people to have that they wouldn't otherwise have or be able to access. So the clubs are far more importantly than the first teams that play in our leagues. The clubs are far more important in communities than that. We were absolutely delighted when Pitching In was devised as an idea, and it created a unique opportunity for us not only to embark upon a new sponsorship, but to embark upon a sponsorship that we've never done before. And that involved the setting up of the Community Foundation, which is one of the most exciting aspects to the sponsorship, and involves the opportunity of our member clubs of having the opportunity of obtaining grants for community projects. So it's a unique opportunity and an exciting one for the clubs, where they get a direct opportunity to access funding for projects they would not have been able to do so in the past.
With no money coming in at all through the gate, and with their bars shut and their inability to have any entertainment, they've been actually zero income, so many of these clubs. Gradually they're getting some crowds back now, but not lower down the leagues at the moment. And so this is a lifeblood to them. The odd £1,000 here and there. We're giving grants up to £5,000 to these smaller clubs, and it will be really, really money they'll be crying out for.
The timing could not be better, I can absolutely assure you. We've had tough times up to now. I think things, even though fans are starting to be allowed back into certain grounds around the country, I still think we've got tough times ahead going forward, and all the help we can have as a community for each other, the better.
This is just the start. Ambitions are long-term, bigger and better, but you've got to start somewhere. And that's why when we met with the Trident Leagues back in April and started discussing the partnership, both in terms of the sponsorship of the Trident Leagues, which we've started, but this foundation, I think this was the aspect which really excited. This is a big moment, a big phase, a big part of the Pitching programme, and we're delighted that the Trident Leagues have joined us on this journey. And this is very much something they were working towards anyway. So I think they're quite pleased that we've got involved as well.
For companies like Entain to want to give something back, there's no other country in the world probably that has a structure that we have. And it's only sponsorships like the one that Entain is offering that allows that to continue.